Welcome back to the channel. This is Pilot Ryan. We are out again with our favorite new rigs. These are 10.3 chassis on the RC3D Fab Factory Scouts. There goes a 10.3 Rubicon rolling down the hill. We are having an absolute blast with these Scouts, and we have refined some excellent files from Andre Bezrodny to really work with RC. We've got recesses for the windows, which makes installing those really nice. Clipless, design where it just drops right on the chassis. And we're just out here, actually a birthday run. We do this kind of every year. We'll take off a day and go do it. It's all I want for my birthday. But we're out here having a great time. I'm rocking out. Got a new set of Mickeys. The set I had a few weeks ago went with the Corvair, and so I got a new set on some Trials on my #1 prototype right here. But Kelly's running the green Scout, and it is full production. Recessed windows, the clips, the ride height, everything is dialed in, and it's right. Absolutely love it. He had no brass or no heavy wheels, and he was still keeping along, even though he had the box back. And then Kirk's out there on the Rubicon. And we went to a couple different places today. It was about 100 degrees, so kept it short. And working on some lenses right now. I'm learning the AMS, getting the lights and the bezels dialed in. Super fun.
Got it? What's that called?
I actually broke my first panhard bar ever. And it was on this white one. I have a transmission in it that's actually really fast because it's a Portal base camp transmission, so it's geared pretty hot. And I absolutely full throttled into a tree and it broke. So I've got to fix that, and all I need is a new axle housing and I'll be good to go. First time I've ever broken really anything on an axle housing. You can see how jumpy it is. It's definitely super hot. And
yeah, that
And
what he said.
what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what he
Yes.
said.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, indeed. That's cool. Bruh.
It seems like it's been forever since I talked to you.
Yeah, so long. So long, man.
Scout seats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
on. What's going on, everybody? Don't be shy.
Don't
Jump
be shy.
in. Don't be shy. Jump in and say hi.
We got a new one to talk about. So
We do.
get it with it. Dialed in.
We do. Absolutely do.
After I wrecked that so hard, full speed, and broke the panhard, I didn't notice it right away, but I broke the Muse drive shaft, that spider inside there, the universal part. So there's a little pin and a circlip, and then there's another little, probably cups. I'm not sure because they were missing. And so I completely drilled stuff out, tapped. I fixed it without robbing parts off another one. And as soon as I was done, so I had a 3mm bolt through there, but then the pin the other way was like a 2.5mm or whatever. But it can't go all the way through because your first bolt's all the way through. So I'm tapping it. So I got a through bolt all the way in.
Oh, no.
I drill through it. So basically I turned this bolt into 2 grub screws.
Oh, jeez.
And then I set another screw through it and I fixed it. And Loctited it, ground it down, dude. I mean, fabbed it up. Walking back in here when I was done with that job, I found both pieces on the floor that I couldn't put back in.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude.
What's up, Keith?
What up?
So you're
Fishing for
making
you, good deal.
you're making helicoils over there. In a way, a
Man.
roundabout way. Yeah, man. Lots
Listen,
of fishing for me. That's awesome, dude.
that is awesome. I watch a lot of. I don't know why. I guess because when it shows up, I watch it. But I get a lot of. Your algorithm's funny, right? So apparently, my algo thinks I like fishing, surfing, skateboarding, old music, RC trucks, full scale trucks, airplanes,
You know, it's funny you say that. You know, we always talk about these stupid
baseball.
things. We always talk about these stupid things listening, right?
Yeah.
And Bree and I were talking about something a couple weeks ago that she's getting at work pretty soon. And everything on my Facebook feed now is full of that brand of unit that she's getting as part of her, job. And I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's crazy.
I mean, my wife will talk to me about she's got to order new contact lenses or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like I see a ton of ads for it on my Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, it's like get lost.
I remember when the internet first came out and people were talking about privacy. I was like, I knew then. I was like, listen, if you think you're still going to have it, you're silly.
Yeah, nope.
So here's the trick.
As long as this is with you, yeah, there's no privacy.
Here's the deal. Just behave. As long as, hey, Big Brother's always watching just like Jesus.
Yep.
Right? Like, just behave, man. It's cool. You'll be all right.
Absolutely.
It is kind of annoying.
I'm trying to get sized up here because I'm at the what's on the kitchen counter tonight.
Oh.
Rather than in the basement because my printer's running full speed right now.
Mine just stopped. I probably should start another one. My cab divider and bumper mount, I just printed off for Scout number 18,000. If it's not Scout, I don't want it. I mean, there's like, how many internationals behind me right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got a few.
7, 8.
You know, so what Ryan's trying to say, everybody,
I kind of like them.
All 33,000 of you. What Ryan's trying to say is I've got all of these great little toys here and all these great, awesome bodies that interchange and fit. I just want a pizza.
Just one pizza. Dude, if you count my Origin Classic, I got 9 internationals in here.
Yeah, you're an international guy, man.
Bro.
I'm telling you, one of these days, we need to take a road trip down to Fort Wayne and go to the International Scout, the old factory that I visited a while back for work, and take all of these and set them in front of the bell tower there.
Yeah, man.
Just get a glamour shot or 2 or 10 or 20 or 33,000.
We might just take a picture off the internet of that tower and then just
yeah,
with AI.
So I'm making a trip to Colorado in September, and my goal is to take maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these Scout bodies with me and stop in Iowa at New Legend. And I want to meet those guys. If anybody out there that's listening that's ever followed New Legend 4x4, man, this dude is like, he's like the Scout god, and they do some really nice stuff. And I want to stop and meet this guy and, pass a couple of these off to them, and be like, here,
yeah,
you gotta get yourself an axial coyote and rip that body off and send it down the road and put this thing on there.
Bro, just add an extra $1,000 or $2,000 to your prices, and they get a little version of what they bought big.
Yep, exactly.
We'll yeah, dude, Keith, the new Scout's being EV. You know what? Who's going to be the first one to take one and LS swap it? That's what I want to see. Rip out the EV stuff.
Well, it's going to be sitting like this because you're going to have to rip all that lithium out of the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
Swap suspension. bro. Yeah, Dirty Thirds. What up? You got an
Origin
Origin
Classic.
Classic in your Trucks of Fortune. Fantastic. It's a nice kit, man. I like mine a bunch.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. Those 10.3s are nice and smooth, though. You like running yours?
Oh, you know what? I do love running mine. You know,
It's nice, isn't it?
well, you know, I still hold my ground, but I still love my six scale stuff. It is kind of fun to take a break and work on the 10 scale stuff with these bodies that we're doing, you know, and how we're working them out and making them interchangeable.
Yes.
It is kind of fun. And it's nice that Kirk has some 10 scale stuff to run with us yet. But
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm still, my sights with what we're doing right now, it's still set on the 6 scale stuff, and we'll get there, you know. I'm a 6 scale
Absolutely.
kind of guy, man.
Absolutely. We just got to pepper our presence with this most popular stuff. 10th scale. That thing looks that looks like a ready to run, dude.
It's done.
Awesome.
The Tahoe is officially ready to leave the nest.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. And you know what? I'll say his name, Corey, the owner, future owner. He's gonna have Louis fix it, do the lights, and things gonna look really, really sweet.
Nice.
Done.
That's cool. I have spent an exorbitant amount of time dialing in lenses and lights for our Scout project, which I'm glad to say is we got it. The Scout is right there, done.
The Scout is done, guys.
So we're getting rid of some of our iterations on our way to final production. But probably tonight, this week, the kit versions will be for sale on the Shopify. And you can get a kit version put together and paint it yourself, or you can buy a painted up one and just drop it on. Because if it's painted, it's already assembled too. But the assembly is easy. We're going to do a little manual, a little video build. But this is what I'm so proud of with this work, is that they drop on so well and easy, and you don't have to mess with your chassis other than to put our bumper mounts in the stock bumper mounts and then you're dropping it on. It's fantastic. And our number 2 1969 F250 is like stamp of approval, like getting the ink wet. It's right there too. And I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But what's beautiful is he brought it over today. I just took off the Scout body and put it right on. No changes. All I had to do was change the front bumper out because the 1969 F250 has a different bumper than the International does.
But the funny thing is the F250 fit.
It did fit anyway.
It fit with the Scout bumper on it.
It did fit anyway, but it definitely looks better with the stocker on it.
For sure.
And we got them beefed up, and they work, and they fit in the stock mounts. It's dialed, dude.
Yeah, to Ryan's point, that's been my end game goal for early in the morning and in evenings, and a lot of times on the weekends.
Dude,
I'm sitting here in front of the computer working out, these mounts on these bodies so that I can, like Ryan said, take my Scout body off, set it aside, and put the Ford body on and click it and done. Not have to change anything with the preload, not have to change anything with the shocks. And we're designing everything around the 4.75s. So if you guys decide to run 4.55s or 4.65s, you don't have to change anything. There it is.
So what you're talking about is this. Here's the Ford. Pick it up by the body. It's on there nice and strong. Our clip mechanism, spring-loaded clip. I'm pushing it back. I'm lifting up the body. The Ford F250, which is right here, very close to. Honestly, we can probably put it on the Shopify this week too. And basically, some of these rigs are done already, so it'll ship out right away. And we're going to put basically like a week or two. It's kind of like a pre-order, so I'll list it in the description, and then because we're printing them now, but we've got them dialed. The files are dialed. So thank you for that. So yeah. So this is what he's talking about. Here's the F250. Couple little revisions, and it's final. The shock tower hole doesn't need to be this big, so we're finishing that off, and then our cover, we're trying to decide what exactly we're going to use there. I think we're going to take a different route than we did on the Scout. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. It goes right on, and then it clicks right in, and you're driving. So take it off. And then this has our bumper on it, which
has the holes in it for the grub screws already.
It's perfect, and it cradles the front valance of the Ford really nice. So I need to put my Scout bumper on. Watch this.
And the back mount is universal, so once you put the back mount in, you're done.
That's it.
Yep.
And then
there it is. Click and done.
All I had to do was pop off the body. If you bolt your bumper in, 2 bolts, switch your bumper to the other body, and there you go. And you don't have to screw with the wheelbase or the height, but you can. But once you get one of these right, it should be right on all of ours.
Right.
So once you get dialed, if you have to, bro, how sick is that? How sick is that? So I'm going to put the Ford back on because it's new.
And then so I'm currently working on the 1970 Blazer. That's the other one that we're going to work out for these chassis as well. For at the moment. So once I get that one done, it's printing right now. So I should know in 48 hours or so if that'll be right. I already printed one and had to make some adjustments on it, minor adjustments. But again, the goal is to make sure that it goes on just like what Ryan's showing you guys with your 10.3s. And we got to make some adjustments to a couple of the other 10.3 chassis, but that's okay. So we're just we want things to be universal and to fit, so you guys don't have to do anything other than either put it together and paint it and slap it on and go. It's kind of a unique thing that I haven't seen anybody do yet out there, so I'm excited about this to take this endeavor on with Ryan as a hobby and share it with the community. All you guys.
Yeah.
Thomas, no problem, brother.
This is the 10.3 new builders kit. And so this Ford body works on the new 10.3 builders kit, and it would also drop on a Coyote. So what makes it work is the stock cross member bumper mounts on the 10.3 and the Coyote are identical. And they're really low profile. They just really come to the end of the chassis rail where like base camps stick out and this and that. So if you had a base camp, all you'd have to do is get the front and rear cross member bumper mount from a Coyote or the new 10.3 builders kit, and you could use one of these bodies. Easy. So so we're working off of, and I've done that where I've slapped it on the Coyote, but we're running the new 10.3 builders kits, which again are exactly the same as a Coyote, except they're straight axle instead of portal. And I just slapped my Scout on here, and now there's a Ford on here. So the new 10.3s, Coyotes, these work, man. And if you have a base camp, all you need is to buy that part number.
Yep.
Which I could give you guys. But somebody asked how many have we sold. Man, we're soft launching right now. So none. We've sold a bunch of our other one-off rigs. But these production versions, like I've got 4 or 5 Scouts here that are different iterations working towards final. And we've made improvements all along the way. We're super proud of it. We're pumped. And I'd spent Kelly knows, like I went nuts on the lenses.
Yeah, you did.
the rear light bezel lenses on the Scout the lens and the bucket are the same thing. You get to glue it from inside the body so you won't make a mess on the outside. And it's got the 5mm hole in it already if you want to actually run lights. So I got the front buckets dialed. I got the marker lights dialed in, printed in orange. And whoever gets these kits is getting all these bits. So we're going to sell them as kits where you can put it together yourself. And then we're going to kind of just make some and paint some up too. But like the idea is that they're super easy to assemble. We've got locator ideas that we've already started to use that these kits are going to have, where because it's easy to glue them together for us. We've done a bunch of these, but if you've never done it, it's kind of nice having a locator where it's an extra set of free hands. And so we've got it where we're putting these we know where the cuts are. And on Kelly's printer, he's only got to cut these once. And that joint is mended by door cards and seats. So it's super strong there anyway. But we've tried tabs, and what we're decided to change to is a little negative recess. So you're going to have these little tiny strips of PLA we print, or PETG, whatever, that you're going to glue in one side of your piece. And then that keeps the print fidelity nice, because we tried it with putting the tabs in with the prints, but it robs you the opportunity to print things flat down on the plate, honest and solid, which makes gluing things together really nice. So if you have tabs floating, then you got all this support stuff. There's more finish work. It's just not as clean.
Yeah.
So we're doing little recesses. You'll see when you guys watch our video on the assembly, which we're going to do. I'm printing off final version for that kind of stuff, like manual and video on the Scout, like this week. All of our test prints have been PLA. We're going to test one in PETG. But the PLA honestly has been fine for us. I've never seen anything sag, but the consensus out there when you're talking to people is PETG and and stuff like that. So
we need to print all the kits that are for sale on the website in PETG.
That's what that's where I'm at right now. Yep. So final revisions on the Scouts, we're going to say a week lead time, 2-week lead time if it's a painted version. If you want it pre-painted, like finished, a head start with Bondo and primer. And these print off so nice, they don't need a lot, but it's a modeler's kit. The real thing is that I've got 4 or 5 of these Scouts. A couple of them I went absolutely bonkers on the sanding and the filling. And then some I just painted right off the printer. And most people aren't going to be able to tell the difference.
This one's painted right off the printer. I didn't do anything to it. And this has been out in the woods, and I beat the living snot out of this.
My yellow one and the blue one are right off the printer paint jobs. And my red one and my white one I actually did a whole lot of extra on. But they come off so good. Like the yellow one looks good. Yours looks good. The blue one looks good. This black one that is the kind of final PLA test. It looks good. And I'm just got a few things to do on this one. And this one's ready too.
Oh, nice. You got the tub done.
The tub's done. I got the cab divider done. I just need to do the roof.
So yeah, I actually last week, for those of you that were here, I did ship Monday morning before I got my day started. I shipped my white one, the pickup truck version with the black lid on it or roof, to Aunt Mo. So he should have that today, like the yellow one there. And I saw him. I said, "Pay for the shipping, and I'll ship it to you." So that was one of the first early on ones. And then I've got the turquoise one with the cream top. It's on the website for sale at a fraction of the price because it was rev number 2 early on. So the bumpers on it are actually part of the body, so you don't actually have to change the bumper on the front. So that one's on the website for sale. This green one, I'm going to keep it because it's production number one. And I
I'm
still,
getting where, I'm not going to
Ryan,
sell the red one, I don't think, anymore.
Ryan and I both kind of want to beat the snot out of the production number ones just because we feel like entitled to it. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, so we're having a lot of fun with this over here, and this has been a real joy for me because I've learned how to use AutoCAD through this, and that was one of my things I've always wanted to learn. So this has been a good adventure so far for me. So we're looking forward to passing off our talent to you guys and enjoy these bodies. Man, to be able to take them and just click and pull it out and put a different one on and click it back in without doing anything other than change the bumper is just, in my opinion, if I knew that this was out there, I'd be all over it.
And this is exactly where when we first started doing 3D printed bodies on crawlers, these are the kind of things we were talking. I know it seems like this is all we talk about. It's because it is.
That's our hobby. That's what we're doing. That's why they're here. They're sharing it.
First time I built one, I was like, how do you mount these? I'm seeing the opportunity where you can print whatever body you want, but how do you attach them, man? That's the problem. And we've invented ways to do it, and it's fine for a one-off, but to replicate and repeat to share wasn't anything that I wanted to offer the community.
Guys, look at that.
Come on.
That Ford body that Ryan's got, that was last night before I took it to him today. That's sitting hinged at the back, suspended in space it's so user friendly to be able to.
But it comes off.
You're not. Well, yeah, sure. You can take it off, but it comes off easy.
That's the beauty is you have the hinge, but you're not committed to it.
Right. No, it's user friendly, guys. That's where we're at, man. One size fits all. Let's go.
Dude, I'm gonna hinge your Ford right now. Watch this. So what he was showing you in the picture. So yeah, you can rock it all the way back. But if you just want it out of the way,
just that easy.
Our piece, this is not final, but it's basically the same. It's just not chamfered. But that is what the magic happens. Is it our pin that we mold into the files at the perfect height and distance for wheelbase and all, slides down in there, and it's held there firm, and then that tension front end clip makes it work. So the back business, this is what that is. It's part of the floor. And then this spring clip with the perfectly sized spacer to keep it from going too low and to keep it from side to side wiggle, it just locks it in, man.
Well, and then with you, Ryan, talking about wanting to make the bumper separate, the bumper, what it does now when it goes into the front bumper mounts and you put your two grub screws in and you click that thing down, the bumper basically encases, it helps support the rigidity of that whole mechanism.
That too.
And it takes the brunt force when you hit something head on. And the body has, it's nice because it's kind of just accidentally designed in. The body has just it's got, with that front clip, it's just got a little bit of movement to absorb, or it's like a shock absorber to absorb that shock, but the bumper's taking the brunt. So, breaking these bodies, Ryan nor I have broken one yet. And I hit a boulder last weekend head on wide open with mine and didn't break anything. It jarred the top loose, which is exactly what we're like. That's great because it's not, it's not
the body
transferring all of that force through the body. So I just put it back on, clipped it back on, kept on going. I'm like, this is fantastic.
You couldn't. What a brilliant, happy accident.
You're right.
we take some of these right steps along the way, and then you end up where you're at is where you want to be.
Yep.
And so
Absolutely.
we got that bumper where it needs to be, and then any kind of gap between it and the chassis, we've filled with the material and designed it that way. So if you crash it, the stress goes to the chassis, not the body. But
Right.
because this clip is spring loaded, dude, he hit a rock full speed yesterday or last week. And so the force then, the inertia, the body still wants to go forward because the truck stops dead when you hit a boulder. And so that spring loaded clip takes the abuse, and the back end slides out of its groove. And then when it recoils, it's out of the groove, and
Right.
you just got to pop it back in. That's it.
Right. And rollovers and everything else was fine. So we were, we've really kind of tried to do our due diligence on this and do our testing on it. And I'm super impressed with it. I really am. So
I want to tell you a little bit more to pat us on the back. In a way, we're just having fun. We're not showing off, but this stuff is rad. So
well, that's the beauty of the hobby.
It's not by mistake when we get to where we end up. So just for example, you got to know what you're starting with. So I printed off one of these Fords 6 scale a long time ago, but so this is what the files are we're working from. So we shrink it down. I shrunk one down, did the math, the arches, wheelbase on the stock extended bed Ford F-250 1969. Well, by the time I got it right on the math, what happens is the arches got really small. I was right on the wheelbase, but the body was really kind of little. Where'd you go, bro? The body's kind of little. And so what happens then?
I'll be right back.
Okay. And I could show you because I got it printed off. So with the longer bed and the wheelbase correct, these arches were really small, which means that I was going to have to do really small tires on this. And that would immediately alienate anybody who's just kind of wanting to run what they got with 4.75s or 4.5 inch tires. So how do you solve the problem? I'll tell you. You make a short bed version like we did. So when you make a short bed version, what happens is now your arches are too close, and it gives you the opportunity to scale up the truck again to get it right. So this body fits amazing. We're allowed to run big tires on it. And it's bigger than the one I had initially printed. That on the arches and wheelbase, it's fine, but it's too small a truck. So we shortened the bed, which moved the arch forward, which gave us another problem to solve. And we knew it, where you have to stretch out the whole truck. And not out of scale stretch it out, but just make it bigger. So we're just right on the width and just right on the wheelbase. And these are not deep dish tires. These are like 4.55s, Mickey's, but Kelly had his on 4.75s and looks dialed. And we're able to, like on my 6 scale one, I cut the arches, I cut them to death. But on this one, we got it right where you're able to keep all the scale fidelity of the fender flare. But then we're now not on this one because it's pre-production, but on we've already got the files where we've rounded that edge just a little bit, rounded that edge just a little bit, just to clear it, but keep the fender, all of the scaleness that you have with the fender flare. And on my 6, I cut this stuff out manually with a jigsaw, dude. I mean, it was fine, but this is absolutely so much better because I was explaining how we got this right. Like I should let him see the little one on here because to shrink this bed where the wheelbase got too short, and then we had to scale it up to make it right, solve the problem of the arches being too small, which forced you into buying weird, super small tires that you wouldn't really need for anything else. I don't want you to have to spend $150 on Boom Racing tires just to use one of our rigs. I'm going to show you guys the difference because it's the same chassis that I designed to and printed to on the Ford. Look how big this roof is.
So real quick, Aunt Mo, yeah, that was the very first one, bro. That thing is.
And look how big this one is. It's so much smaller, dude. But the wheelbase on this one is perfect. But the arches were way too small for what anyone's going to be running. So Kelly Fab kit bashed this short bed for us.
Bada boom.
So we could blow up the truck to get it right again. And then it's so good, bro.
So good. Yeah, Aunt Mo, I'm glad you received it. It is so ugly. It's kind of cute, man. I actually, Ryan and I looked that thing over when I drove it. And
did he get it?
Yeah, a video a couple weeks ago. And Ryan kept telling me, he's like, dude, you need to put a wash on that and it'll really like enhance the features on that. That thing's got, that was the first one and the only one I've tried to do a salt bath on, like Ryan has done, and it screwed it up. And that's where some of the roughness comes from on that, but it gives it character. So I actually enjoyed running that truck the day we were out a few weeks ago. So it's so ugly. It's kind of cute. So I sent you should have a small plastic bag in the box with the receiving rear mount that goes into the front and rear bulkheads that you bought. But yeah, you put that in there and just put the grub screws in and set that thing down on there and go. There's no bumpers on that one. It's a one of a kind, brother. It's a one-off. It was number one in this whole series. Ryan's got a number one. I've got a number one. It was my number one. And it's rough, but you know what? That's why I wanted to send it to you. And if anybody asks you about it and show them how easy it comes, goes on and comes off, dude, point them our direction, man. Please.
Yeah, because I think I'm so excited to see people get these. Like, yeah, we want to listen. No one's going to retire off of this. We just want to keep it going.
Right.
So, and also toilet paper would be nice. So I wouldn't mind selling a couple. But
is that what I'm smelling over here? Come on now.
I mean, you always got socks. So, dude, it's just so rad. And I was talking about how doing what we did here allows you to run big tires on this without having to, be forced into small ones, and also make it a better performer. We've got less hanging off the back having done this short bed mod. And dude, they have short bed files out there, but we just did it ourselves. And it's dynamite, bro. And the new ones. So this was, again, number one on the Ford. So we realized that there's a lot more floor that we can put back in here. So the shock tower situation on this, the hole is going to be very much smaller on the production ones, which means that our cover can be like a fuel cell, or we go for the barrel again or whatever, but very much smaller. This one, the lenses and the buckets are so small on this truck that if you want lights on this one, you're going to have to do it yourself. But I'm still going to go dynamite on the lenses. If you wanted to do lights, you just have to drill holes. But on the Scout, you go either way very easily because they're big buckets. It was easy to do the work. These are so small, there's hardly room.
Aunt Mo, to answer your question, these are 475s, man, on the first production model that I printed, which looks a ton better than, the oatmeal cream pie one that you got, did I call it?
So
But yeah, 475s, that's what I'm working towards when I'm working out the files and getting things dialed. 475s. Anything smaller, it's cake.
So nothing but dinks. Let me answer this one. On the Scouts, and there's videos of them running, so you can kind of see what it has. So on the Scouts, you definitely have a rear interior, and yeah, here, this is a good one. So the it's super scaled out on the rear, and then our shock tower cover. There's a cab divider, and then in front of the cab divider, there's a bench seat, and there's door cards. You can see the door cards in there, the seat, the steering wheel, and the dash. But there's not going to be a floor because you can't do one. Not on these 10.3s because this transmission and motor is in the center. We even have a notch cut out in the bottom of the bench seat to help accommodate some of that. But so you don't get a full floor and pedals and stuff, but you get the dash, the steering wheel, the seat that we actually stretched out a little bit. So it helps contact both inner sides. So this thing, man, really comes together. You've got a couple glue joints on the body itself, and then you've got door cards that mend that glue joint and glue in on the interior. Then you got a seat that glues to those, and the seat glues to the cab divider that goes across. So there is mending plates and structure going across. Like, this is not a twisty. This is so.
It's super rigid, super strong.
It really is, man. And we've had some stuff that's kind of flimsy, but the way this works out, and I really have to attribute a lot of that to the profile and those kind of sidewell seats in the Scouts really strengthen all of that. And then the door cards again that so on Kelly's prints, he's only got one glue joint on the body here because his printer can do it. And it's right in the door panel line, so you don't really see it.
Right.
And so that's it. The body is one half and back half. The dash goes in separately. The seat goes in separately. The door cards go in separately. And they locate too, so there's no guess where they go. And this rear tub goes in separately. And so once all that stuff goes in, it is so solid. Now on mine, my printer can't do as big as his, so I have an extra cut that's right on the front of the door. So instead of like Kelly's where it's a half and a half, I have 3 sections. You can't tell by looking though. And the door card mends the glue joint that would be here and here. Not to mention our locator system to help keep these in a line when you glue them so they don't go in too far or whatever. And the dash and everything else that comes together to really strengthen it. So the Ford is going to be the same way, where there's door cards and a seat that will span that distance across and bring it together even more. But these things, I mean, if you look at these, the thickness of the walls on the bodies, these are substantial already.
Oh, yeah.
So even without all that cross business to bring it together, and you can see the door card there, how it is going to spread. The door card is pretty big compared to where the glue joints are on this. So it's like if you've got one stick in your hand, it's easy to break, but if you got 5, it's hard. I like it.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
I like it. Yeah, I think I'll probably keep this one, but I'm going to let it rip probably. I don't want to get rid of that one either. I don't want to get rid of this one either. But I probably will. But I really am excited about these kits where folks can put their own together or get one that we've got primed out and assembled. For not everybody's going to want to assemble it. We just use like CA.
Aunt Mo, so there's your body sitting on these 475s. And so there's a run video of this on my on my channel from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Ryan and I were running his white one and my white one together. But yeah, 475s work perfect on there, or anything less. Yep.
Yeah, because you can play with the shocks.
Yep. If you so choose.
That's right.
Yeah. Good sales pitch, Ryan.
What's that? Everything.
All this. I mean, I'm kind of like the guy behind the scenes, like going, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm the Einstein of like going, I got to get, okay, Ryan's going to give me hell if these wheel wells aren't exactly right. And I know he talked while I was off camera about what we did to Bob, the Ford, to get it right. And I printed out 2 of those. And the second one is what he's got over there right now. The white
And I'm
one.
super pumped with it. Like,
it's dialed.
We went after, the Scout was a kind of the first one where not our first rig, but our first one where we're thinking about other people putting it together. And Kelly knows my mind really works like that. That's why I've been in the RC industry doing what I do for so long, because I'm a conduit between the people who make the stuff and us people who are fans of it, and the people who support it and the people who market it. Like I kind of got my hand on the pulse, and I'm just naturally geared to make it the best for everybody. And when you make a product right, it's good for the business, it's good for the consumer, it's good for everybody, man. And so we have to come up with these in a way that's easy to share and have other people do. Like, that's why we wanted to make sure we got it right before we offered it, because we've got all kinds of one-offs that are awesome. But man, this is one after the other, repeatable, click on, click off. Come on, man.
Yep.
And they look good and they're tough. A lot of times with scale rigs, you got to baby them. Watch our videos, dude. We're submarining them. We are going crazy.
So on that note, Ryan, my big blazer, my 1/6 scale blazer, the blue and white one that everybody 400,000 million people have seen.
That's right.
Thanks to Horizon guys. That one, I have to baby that when we're out on the trail. That thing is like a loose cannon. If you touch something's gonna probably let go. So as I've talked about many times here on the show in the past, I took and beefed it all up and reworked all the files and meshed everything together and then cubed it out so I could print it and then bring it all back together. So with that said, the blazer that we're doing within this series has all the same beefcake and it's put together the same way. So that blazer, that 70 K5 blazer, is going to be just as strong as what, my next Gen 2 K5 for the SCX6 is. So, you guys are going to enjoy. I mean, that blazer, if I just took that blazer and said, okay, let's make this thing fit, let's do this and do that, you guys would hate me because it would fall apart in no time. But the way that I've reinforced everything and learned from the first one, the big one, dude, that thing is strong. It's probably stronger than what these other 2 are that we're, finally there.
That's cool.
So I just wanted to say that, like, the blazer's going to be super, super, super strong.
It's awesome. And these are the things you learn as you go. The 435 KO2s, you think those would look scale on that Scout, or are they too small?
I think they probably would be looking pretty good.
They would look fine. And so here's, if you look at some of our videos, you pay attention to the red truck, bro, we can go there right now. So
I know exactly where you're going.
I've run this on 4.5s and on 475s. This is 475s right now. The 4.5s looked great on here. And one thing about the 10.3, because it's a straight axle, if you have the builder's kit, you can move the shocks down from their location to share position with the links and drop the truck for free a half inch. So if you had, and I'll throw some 4.45s on here if you want to see them, because those Baja TAs, dude, they're pretty small, and I'll throw those. I got the Mickeys are like 4.55, but it's 4.45 on those Baja TAs. I'll put them on here right now. But if I did not move the shocks down yet, I have not had to lower it. So
a stock location, right?
But yeah. So 4.75s are on here now. I ran it with the 4.45s on it, just like this.
What's up, Bird?
And so your 4.35s, if it looked like it was a little tall, you still have the opportunity to drop your shocks down with the links. All you got to do is get 25 millimeter long screws to replace the ones that you take out for the links, and you put your shocks down there, and you can drop the son of a gun for free, basically. Yep. And that would accommodate a smaller tire. But let's look at 4.45s.
Yeah, guys.
This is in my backpack.
And to be completely frank, nothing but dinks. Honestly, the Blazer, the K5 Blazer body that we're trying to finish up, the 4.35s and the 4.55s will probably be the tire of choice for that body.
Because we're trying to not have to cut on the arches.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We could chop on these, and we've done that before, and I definitely had to on my Corvair. But if we're able to not, then we're not going to, because the fender flares, dude, and all that stuff looks so rad. And like I showed you on the Ford, where mine was right on the wheelbase, but it was the long bed, it wasn't going to be right. Right. So we bobbed the bed and then had to scale up the whole truck. And now the arches look good. We can run 4.75s. Fantastic, bro.
That's what I had to do with the K5 Blazer.
That's right.
Went in on the bed in forward of the rear wheel wells. And I took a section. I forget what I took. It wasn't much.
4 millimeters.
It's a little bit long. It's great on the front, but it's a little bit long on the back. So I'm like, all right. So I just went in and took a section of that bed out and put everything right back together and shrunk it up what I needed. And that's what's printing right now. So it should be perfect, just like what the Ford is right now too. So yeah. But the 4.35s and the 4.55s would probably be the best fit for the K5. Unless you want to jack up like I said, I'm trying to make everything so it fits without having to mess with anything outside of tires. But if you're going to run 4.5, anything bigger than 4.55s on that K5, you're probably going to want to put some preload into your shocks just to clear everything okay. Yet to be determined. But that's my Einstein. That with what I've been doing here in my off time, that's kind of where my head's at and what's going to have to happen. So what are you putting on?
These are those Baja TAs, which are 4.45. Oh, so here's a Patagonia 4.75. Here's a Baja TA 4.45.
In my opinion, either one looks great, and they get the job done, no matter what.
I ran on the 4.45s with these Baja TAs, which are really not a very aggressive tread. I ran with you guys had 6s.
Yep.
Big old chunky T's, and I was, holding my own with you.
I can tell you, those tires paddle pretty good through the water.
And I also ran 4.5 super skinny, super skinny.
Yeah, tires. You did. Yeah. And those actually, they're okay.
They looked really good, actually. These are, let's see, Yeah, 4.5, just a hair under maybe, and they look good on here too.
Yeah.
These are the super skinny. The first video I did with red was on these.
Yep. Those tires look the bomb on there, honestly. On the
They look
Scout,
pretty
they look
good.
really good.
They look
But
good.
yeah, the 445s look really good on there. I agree with nothing but dinks, man, for sure.
The reason I ran 475s on this was to just see if I could.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
this and these rims that are on here, there's no offset. They're just trail wheels. They're not sticking out like crazy. Now the Patagonias are a little bigger, so they are. But those Baja TAs, man, they looked
They
just
just
like,
look more scale. They look more scale.
yeah. But what I love is that everybody's got, a lot of people are going to have 475s, bigger tires.
Right.
And we wanted to let those guys be in the game too. Because some people are making bodies for like RC four-wheel drive stuff where you're kind of forced into a 419 or a smaller tire, and that's fine. But, or they're jacking it up so high. Because we're printing these, not buying these, we can make it how we want.
Yep.
And we're trailing these, but we're trailing them hard.
Let's just like on Corey's Tahoe. I finally got it done, guys. Outside of the lights, they're going to get done by Louis Fix It, which is great. But these RC four-wheel drive tires that he bought, I told him, I said, dude, you need to do these. They're like, I think, what are they? 265s or something to make this, to make it look somewhat scale. We had to go with these smaller tires, but dude, this thing is freaking dialed, man. It's ready to go.
Otherwise, you'd have had to cut on the arches, and you don't always want to do that. I mean, it's okay to do that if you want to.
Right.
If that's the one you want, if that's what you want. I'm going to put these super scaly old school tires on real quick to show our guy.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Jimny tires? Or are you doing
Yeah.
Those actually look really good on the Scouts.
They did good. I'm gonna leave them on too, because next time I run this, I'll run those.
I think the 445s you just had on there, I agree with him that from a scale standpoint, those tires really do look probably the best that you've got in your house for on that.
I do want to, and so those are 445s, the Baja TAs. Now I got the Mickey 455s, which I had on the Corvair, and they were perfect. I think they'll be good on here too. I mean, I know they're going to be good. The 475s were fine. These Pats were awesome. The 465s will be fine. We know the 455s are good.
The 475s are fine. If you didn't say that, they run fine on mine.
Absolutely.
I just haven't put a set of Mickey Thompsons on mine yet, but I will. Mark my words, because I'm a Mickey guy. It'll happen.
The problem is you can't get them, dude. They were out of stock. I got
no.
I got another set.
I'm not talking about those, bro. I'm talking about Baja Pro X's.
Oh, oh yeah, the ugly ones.
Yes, the chunkies.
Bro, check out this.
Yeah, man.
Those look so killer on there, dude. And they go, there's no offset really. So, dude, they go up in it.
Those cheap tires look really good on that.
I don't know if I have 465s. I think the Mickeys are 455. So,
yeah. I know I don't.
I do love my Trio rims. I ain't gonna lie, but dude, these old school tires are. You can only really get them if you buy FMS 1.6 Jimny or Willys Jeep spare tires.
Those Wranglers I was running a couple weeks ago on, what was it, a week ago we were out? The Wranglers with the white 5-spoke deep dish, those did really good on my Scout.
They did.
I think, what are those? Those are 4.75s too, I think.
I think so. I got a set. I'll measure them. Hold on.
Yeah, I could go get mine.
The first set of tires I bought that weren't pre-mounted were those exact Wranglers, bro. And I have them right now.
So Brain, for what I'm talking about, guys, there's my Scout that's sitting right here with the white 5-spoke deep dish with the Wranglers on it. And it ran fantastic. I loved it. Had a little bounce in it. Had a little bounce in it because I got really soft foams in those tires, and it was great. So is that glued on, that white roof?
On red?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dinks is asking what the red one looks like with the full canopy.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know because this one's together, been run.
Don't ask him. He'll start cracking things apart.
I mean, I can't really get you there, but
it gives you a little bit of perspective.
It would look fantastic is the answer.
It would. It would.
I really do love the iconic shape of this top because there's like almost fins on it there. The light doesn't do it.
Yeah, it shows it in the shadow there.
There you go.
You can see it.
I like red.
Yeah, that Ryan killed it with that
This
one.
If somebody buys it before I have a chance to take it off of Shopify, I'll have to honor the sale. But I'm selling this body by itself or as a roller on the Shopify, bro.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I'm probably taking it down though.
There's a link if you scroll up for the Shopify.
It's in the description of all the videos as well.
Yeah. So I did put it in the thread though earlier.
Bro, come on, man.
Yep.
The paint job, I really am proud of that paint.
So, and Ryan did let me borrow one of his chassis the other day. I'm not gonna say what it was, but we are working on getting these at least 3 bodies to fit on at least 3 or 4 more chassis. So outside of axial. And they'll you know what, honestly, I would love to be able to make these bodies fit not only on all these axial chassis, but to be able to intermingle them with other chassis would even be better. And that's a challenge that I have to accept within myself. I don't know if it can be done or not, but I'm going to try.
We got the baseline. So,
oh yeah. Yep.
The method. So it's just adapting that. I think the hope would be that you can leave the body's mounting parts where they're at, and all you got to change is at the chassis side, either out or in or up or down,
right?
And utilize the bumper mounts of
right.
those things to work.
That's kind of where my vision's at, but I don't know if we can do it or not. Maybe we won't be able to do it on all of them, but maybe 1 or 2 others. But regardless, though, one size fits all would be fantastic. It would be just. I've only been in the surface thing for 2 years, and it's like I'm loving it. It's a fun hobby. I'm having a great time working with Ryan and figuring out some of this stuff now. And I see where he was coming from when I gave him the first Land Rover I printed out. You know, he's like, all right, this is great. How do I mount the damn thing? I'm like, dude, you're on your own. Velcro it. I don't know. Super glue it. I don't know. Don't care. Put magnets on it. So now we're, at the point where we've come this far and might as well go all the way.
I'll put the Ford up for pre-order tonight. You want a kit or the painted one? And I'll put it up and the details will be there. You can, you can ask questions through the Shopify as an email contact kind of thing. But also, if you're here in the room, you're like our peeps, right? So Shopify is there to just, I don't care where I sell one, if it's Marketplace or Messenger or Instagram or on the street corner, I don't care. But the Shopify exists because it's legit looking. And it is legit, like we're legit, but if you don't know us, you wouldn't know. So whatever, there's confidence in having that Shopify. But these things are basically going to be two ways they're offered. It's a kit, you can put it together, and it's going to be cheaper. Or you buy it pre-painted, like primed up, and you can paint it all the way. Or you kind of pick a color and we try to maybe coordinate with you and get. I'm not wanting to do a ton of custom in a way, like red, white, yellow, blue. Like that's kind of easy, but we're just trying to kind of get some done. So I'm glad to accommodate you though, however necessary. And yes, 6 scale bodies, of course. We're going to utilize this strategy on them.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially for the 6. I mean, all of my bodies on the 6s that I've got down in the basement that I've 3D printed and finished off. I don't care if it's the Blazer, the dog truck, the 54 Chevy, the bug truck that I get 2 of those. I would offload at least one of them. They use the shoulder bolts at the back, and it's 2 shoulder bolts, and it clips at the front, and it hinges up. So most of my bodies for the 6s that I've got are going to go on the Shopify site very soon. The Mutt Cuts truck from Dumb and Dumber is probably going to be one of the ones that goes first. The Sheepdog is pretty cool. It's a one of a kind. I don't think there's no one out there that goes on a 6, but yeah. So some of the 1/6 scale bodies that I've got are going to go on the Shopify for sale.
And those are like, because they already exist, they're one-offs. And he was already doing some of that clipless stuff on his. But with this new strategy fully implemented, though, it's going to be even better.
Yep.
And there's ways that we can do, because the 6s have to be printed in so many sections, we've definitely got to figure out how we need to do that to come back in on these pieces after they've been assembled, because you can't print off a 6 in one shot. So, all right, Thomas wanted to see the red one next to this. So the FJ40 they call 6 scale. It's basically 10 scale, but it's kind of big. And just for giggles, let's see the wheelbase on this.
Go solo for a minute. I'll be right back. I got to take care of something real quick.
All right. The wheelbase is probably 13 and some change. Let me clear my throat. So, big dog right here. So the wheelbase, yeah, man, 13, almost 13 on that. So basically 10 scale, but a little stretch to it. And then these are 10 scale for sure, like 12.3 wheelbases. So there, if I even up the wheels, you can see there's about 3/4 of an inch difference on the wheelbase. Been watching your stuff since I come across you at Beat the Creek with the Blazer. Awesome. Were you there this last year? What were you driving? Kelly had to leave so early this time. I don't think he got to run a Blazer this year, but Pete had his. And then, but the year before, Pete ran Kelly's Blazer. What I think is great about these Scouts, I just kind of love the shape. And by the way, they were before Bronco was. But the departure angle and the approach, even though it's a super scale truck, it's still going to actually perform really well. Oh, okay. But did that give you what you wanted to see on the yellow FJ40 and this guy? So yeah, 12.3 wheelbase on red, and then a 13, give or take, on this guy. which again, it's weird. They call it a 6 scale, but it's basically a 10th. Oh yeah, nothing. Okay, nothing but Dinks wanted to see that. So they're not that far off each other, really. They're not far off. I mean, this is giant, right? Because the FJ40 actually should be kind of small. So that's why they call that a 6 scale. But this is definitely more typical to a traditional 10 scale that you would see. So here's a good example of that is like if you put this up against here, you've got a 10 scale kind of performer, but these wheelbases are the same. So pretty rad. Did you want to see it against the Ford or the red guy? I'm confused sometimes on who's saying what, but I'm so pumped that you guys are interested.
So, Thomas Blair. So there's my, hang on a minute.
Come on.
There's my K5 on my SCX6.
Sick. I can't wait to see it on our 10 scales.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's going to be on the Shopify for sale here pretty soon. Like I said, it's a little bit dainty. It's a cruiser, man. You know, you
And
got
a lot
on the trails
of
and
these one-offs are one of a kind, dude.
Yeah.
And even our production ones that are repeatable now are still one of a kind if it's got paint on it.
You guys want to talk about bodies and doing stuff. There's my Vertex 6 with my Project IJ with my files that are on Umagine. Check that out, guys.
Come on, dude.
And that uses the same pin at the back as the stock body does. You take the stock body off and buy my files and print them out and throw them, just bolt right onto the IJ. 162 or 163% all the way around. Print an IJ out, buy my files, and put it on, man. I love driving my Vertex 6.
It's a blast, bro. And you can
IJ.
see we've been solving these problems for ourselves on all these bodies to get us to this point now where we can refine the solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Craig, to answer your question,
Yes.
not yet. October.
Well, he found one. Oh, okay. Yeah, he found someone else's. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Hot
Nope.
dog.
No. Craig, I forget. Did you meet her when we connected? I forget. Gosh,
Yeah, so Thomas, back to the contact information. Info@Pilot Ryan Media is my email. You can get through on the Shopify as well. Messenger, whatever like that, dude. Any place that works best for you. Preference on what 10.3 to use. It needs to be the new builder's kit. I'm going to show these guys why.
There's another one, guys, while we're talking. There's the Mutt Cuts truck from Dumb and Dumber on my SCX6. That's going to be on Shopify soon as well.
Let's see. So I'm just going to find it and put it up in the chat. Let's see.
The tail wags, the legs move, the ears move. We had fun with that Mutt Cuts truck out, didn't we? We were beating the living snot out of that thing.
Yes. Which 10.3s do you have, Thomas? So the funny thing about the 10.3s is I know every nut and bolt difference about them. And so even though they call it a 10.3, there are multiple iterations of them. So if I know what you got, Oh yeah. If you've got the builder's kit, the new one, not the base camp, but the new one or the
Right on.
Coyote, that's what we designed to.
Chef's kiss, man. Right
It's
straight
perfect.
on.
And why it works is because I'm getting ready to show you the part why it works.
Oh, he says this is going to be a complete fresh build. Awesome. Perfect. Build it right to the manual and we'll sell you one of our bodies. You can put it right on.
Dude,
Boom.
I've built 4 or 5 of those things in the last couple months. I built Kelly's.
In 5
I love
hours.
doing those.
What, 4.5 hours? 5 hours you had it done?
Yeah.
And guys, it still works. It still runs. I haven't broke anything.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
You know I gotta rub you there.
No,
Come
I
on,
don't.
man.
Hey, I don't mind. My skin is thick, dude. So, yep.
Awesome.
Here, I'm going to send us a picture of the pieces and the part number here. This is why it works. And this is why the Coyote and the 10-3 Builders Kit is perfect. But if somebody had a base camp, all they'd have to do is get this part that I'm showing you, and it fits. Now, the CJ7 and the early Bronco and the Rubicon, their chassis are a little bit different than the other 10-3s. And so that we haven't quite worked out. It'll be easy to. But those CJ7s and early Broncos are so complete with the inner fenders and all the stuff and the transmission and motors in a different spot. We're kind of staying where we're at right now until we flesh out what we want to do for ourselves. We're making these for us, but they're cool enough to share, and we've dialed them in. So we hope you take advantage of it. So let's send this picture.
What's up, Don?
Exactly what I'm talking about, why this works. So airdrop.
He wants to know what color blue that is.
What up, Donald? I really like the axial kits, and I actually didn't start out liking the center mounted transmission, but they run so smooth. I think it's a better transmission than you get in the CJ7.
Thomas, you wanted to know what color it was? There it is, Duplicolor. It's a metal spec paint. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can go to your local auto parts store and get it. But that's what it is. And it goes on really, really nice. Yep.
Nothing but dinks. Bro.
Reflecting pool blue. Yeah, let me get some green and throw in there with it.
Hey, Dinks, do you do Facebook? If you tag at Pallet Ryan on Instagram, if you want, but if you do Facebook, go to RC3D Fab Factory. We have a Facebook group. Post it up there, man. All right, so I'm going to show this off. This is why our stuff works. That ain't it.
Don, I'm in a different place right now. I'm at home, but I'm
There it is.
Not in the basement in the workshop tonight.
So now this is the bumper set that you would see on the parts list for the Coyote and the new 10-3 Builders Kit. Now, of course, there's the front and rear bumper, but these cross member bumper mounts for the front and the rear are the narrowest, smallest profile that Axial's had on these. So they nothing extra hanging off the chassis rails, forward, back, side to side for pins or anything. So these are perfect, and this is what we designed to. So our rear piece slides right into their rear piece, and our front piece and clicks right down over this cross member, and then our front bumper goes right in their bumper mounts. So we've designed to that. And the Coyote and the new Builders Kit come with those bits stock. So that's why those are really the best choice. If you had a base camp, you would just need to buy this part, AXI 2997, and you could put them in there and it would also work. Now, like I said before, the CJ7, early Bronco, the old Portal, Rubicon, Gladiator, stuff like that, use different chassis rails, different dimensions. So these wouldn't work in those chassis. I need to vet that out 100%. But from my first look, they're not going to, and I have all these rigs, so that's why the Base Camp New Builders Kit and the Coyote are perfect choices for dropping ours on right now. I hope that I beat that dead horse enough, but it's important to know.
I absolutely love this new 10-3 kit that you built for me. It's fantastic. Aunt Mo, also need to purchase part that Kelly sent. Yeah. Yep. So that comes with, if you buy one of our kits, it's going to come with that.
Oh yeah.
The receiving rear bumper mount that our pin goes into. So that's part of it. Yep. It comes with it.
Oh
But,
yeah. It's
thanks, Aunt Mo, for sure.
We're going to make it a la carte available if somebody by chance breaks one. But
right.
Yeah, when you get our kit, you're ready to rock. So you're going to get the rear bumper mount that slides in the stock one. And then whether it's the Scout, the front is, you're just going to get the bumper. And same thing with the Ford. So the way it mounts in the front, it just clicks on. So this is kind of secondary, but you're going to get that too. So you're going to get everything you need to drop the son of a gun on, whether it's a Ford or a Scout. And what's interesting and great to know is from the Ford to the Scout, the rear mount is the same. The only thing is different is the bumper, because the bumpers are different.
There's your front. So the bumper goes right up against the chassis frame. And then the back goes all the way in, right against the rear bulkhead.
That's it.
And your bolts go right in.
So good.
And that's it. And you can see there with my white backdrop how that pin goes down in and receives back to the back of that. And then the front clip keeps constant pressure on that. And then when you put the front bumper in, what that does is when, like I said earlier, if you hit something with this front bumper, it ain't going to break. If it does, I'll send you another one for free.
Well, you can see how the load is transferred to the chassis.
It's transferred to the chassis, but when you hit this and the body comes forward, like Ryan said earlier, that the way that front clip is designed, and as long as it is, it takes that shock and it brings the body forward, and there is a chance that body's going to come forward and up and out in the back. So all you got to do is just take and reset it, put it back in, and click it back on. Roll, like I said, rolling down a hill, if you break the body, you break the body, but we haven't had that problem yet. They're stiff, they're strong.
Dude, I've had rollovers where the guys heard it hit and they were like, ooh, and nothing happened at all. And think about how violent the recoil is. Like Kelly, I hit a tree full speed with a fast transmission. Kelly hit a rock full speed on the stock trans, and nothing broke. But think how violent that recoil could be. Like if on our sixes, where I was doing hard mounts on my six, and so if I were to hit anything with my sixes that way, not only are they heavier and bigger, but there wasn't any give. Mm-hmm. So I would have I'd still drive out, but I'd have broke something I had to glue later.
Right.
So this thing, because of that spring-loaded tension clip in the front, bro, it just catches it and throws it out.
Yep. No, it's great. It's great. Accident by design.
So good.
Nice wheels, Kelly. Thanks, Michael Bird. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So good.
I'm loving what we're doing, man. I can't wait for you guys to buy some of these things and we can share it out, man, because this is good stuff.
Dude, I am so excited for them to experience it, right? Like, especially, I mean, anybody that wants to have something different than everybody else, and they look so scale. It's Lexan's cool, but man, these hard bodies, dude, it's as scale as you can get, and they're tough enough to take it.
Yep.
So good. And
it's a win-win for everybody.
It is. And the way they go on so easy, dude, is really the bee's knees.
That's
and
fantastic.
It is so fun
to do. I wanted to ask Don, how is your Blazer build coming. I haven't seen any pictures lately. I know I got some messages that came across not long ago. I don't know if that was you or Aunt Mo or who, but just kind of curious to know how the Blazer's coming along. Don, for anybody here that doesn't know, I gave Don a good price on one of the SCX6 K5 Blazers that I had printed. I got 2 of them that I printed out, and sent him one. He said slow, and he's working it out, and he's doing a little bit differently than what I did, which is cool, and kind of really curious to see what it looks like when it's done. Really, really excited to see what it looks like.
Awesome. I can't wait either. Thomas, yeah, we're already working on seeing how it's going to work on other chassis, and I just want to say what it is. So the VS410, the old VS410s were kit built, and well, the new ones are too, the classics and the pro, they're kit built as well. But the differences between the original VS410 and what's available now is the fact that the inner fenders have integrated with the shock towers. And our whole goal is to keep it as easy as possible and not require somebody to have to chop up what they've got so much. So our goal is, if you're going to do the VS410, is that our bodies fit on the VS410 without the necessity for you to take off the inner fenders, which are also the shock mounts, towers, and have to replace them with something to use our rig. So it's all about working with what's there already. The goal is that all you got to do is take off those bumpers and put our stuff on. But those inner fenders are definitely something to work around, because the new VS410s rely on their pin system to do it, to mount the body. So that's fine. The problem isn't the pin and locating holes in that. The problem is clearance for allowing our bodies to fit without removing those stock inner fenders. So that's kind of a thing. But I still really love what we're doing. And I watch folks with the Project IJ getting confused over files and what screws to get and magnets and whatever. So this is kind of, old school. It's low key. You're gluing this stuff, or we're doing it for you. And we've
Keep
got
keep it simple. Just keep it simple and make it work, make it function, and make it work really well.
And Kelly knows, because I'll beat on him over this stuff. It's like,
oh my gosh,
because him and I are be happy with something already, but then I'm like, well, it may not be somebody who's done a bunch of these. It may be somebody's first one. It may be this or that. And so we're like going the extra mile, man. We are. That's why I'm so excited for guys to get them, because
right. This is a slick design. It's super, super slick.
It's so good.
And Ryan plays devil's advocate with me. And, my future wife will go grab a book when Ryan calls. She's like, I'll see you in a couple hours. Because we do. We get on the phone, we talk. And we start talking about this and talking about that and trying, what are we going to do about this? Hey. What about that? And I'm like, all right, there's another couple hours in front of the computer.
Nobody can talk about 2 millimeter difference longer than we can.
So exactly, but it's in everybody's best interest that we're doing this, because, man, I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about this, especially when I got the Ford figured out. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. This is just going to be awesome.
How much easier was the Ford after you kind of know where my head's at now after the Scout, right? You kind of know where my head's at, so you just go there already.
Yep, exactly.
In strategies, we tried things out a different way, and we ended up landing on it this way. And so now we just can save that trouble and just start there on the new one.
Yep.
So
it's
been a treat, dude.
Michael Bird, thanks for stopping over on my channel and saying hi. Appreciate that very much. Because it streams on both, but I'll be 50 this year, and I'll be damned if I can figure out how to do this so that we can have both these channels come together in a way that everybody can intermingle on both channels and in conversation.
Well,
so
You
You
just
know,
got to pick a place to go. I mean, it's the same way with Josh and Matt. You can watch that show on either one of their channels, and when you're in the chat, you're in the chat on that one. And there is a little bit more maybe integration that can happen, but you pay for that.
right? Yeah, no, it works out the way it is. But thanks, Michael Bird. Appreciate that very much.
100%. Yeah.
So let's see. I'm catching up here. Don, you like my hinge, don't you? Yeah, you know what? It's cool. The way you did it is super strong. It's built Chevy tough, brother. Love it.
That's what's up.
Love it. Yeah, and you're gonna need that with that K5 on that SCX6 for sure. I will definitely represent while I have it out. That's awesome.
That's what's up.
Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I got to get that Ford up on there. So we're okay with a little bit of pressure. So, we're going to finally maybe let it roll more than just one-offs. And so there's going to be a contingent, where we got to print these. I mean, we only have a couple printers, 3 between us. So we're building up inventory, but we're in prototype phase on these things at the same time. So yeah, the one-offs are available now, the painted versions.
Let's just say this. The Scout, you pre-order a Scout, you're going to get the full-blown thing out of Pet G. We've got the Scout done. The Ford, you pre-order one, you'll have one in 3 to 4 weeks. It's almost there and done.
It's yes, and that's being realistic. It's probably less time than that, but that's a good cushion.
But what we're going to do, though, is I'm saying 3 to 4 weeks, is because next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, I'm taking this one that I have, and Ryan has my white one over there that's actually closer to an actual production part, because I went ahead and printed this one with the bumper on it rather than having it separate. I'm going to beat the living snot out of this. He's going to beat the living snot out of my white one. And then we're going to make sure that there's nothing that needs to be fixed or something that needs to be attended to. And then we can roll. So that's what I'm saying. 3 to 4 weeks.
And bro, he brought over a white one today, and there's only very minor things to do. I can only think of one. And so, yeah, dude, it's ready to rock. So yeah, man. So that's how it's going to be. And I'll put it in the description, where got to give us a little window of time. The Scouts are really ready to go. I'd still give it a week lead though.
Well, sure. Absolutely.
Now, the ones that are painted, you see a picture of it?
Yeah.
Ready.
That's it. My teal one's on there for a fraction of the price because it's pre-production, because the bumpers are actually part of the body. So, but it's got the pink and the teal plaid seat. That makes the difference, guys. Just saying.
1969. Let's go.
Yeah, man. That looks familiar. I think I painted that about this time last night here.
Painted it with carpet.
Dude, that paint job is rough and sick.
You're right.
I like it because it you know what? It gives it some flavor.
So
don't say anything. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Wild Bill, yes, sir.
Bumpside High Boy, what's up, Bill?
It's so nice.
A bobtailed bumpside.
The windows are more complicated on this one.
Yeah, they are. The Scout windows are a piece of cake. You'll get the templates and everything for the front and the wing windows.
Yes.
And that's a piece of cake. But yeah, the Ford is a little bit more of that front windshield's a little bit of a trick.
Yeah.
How did you do your windshield on your Ford for the SCX6? Did
Very
you heat
good.
it up? Did you heat it up at all
I have
lightly,
done some of
just
that. I've done heat before.
to
Yeah.
get it to form to that, specific shape?
Yeah. And here's what's interesting too. So in the files should be a template for the window. It needs to be flattened out and then used as a template to cut clear.
Right.
And then you gotta get it in.
Seeing, you know what? From being a former president of a local flying club years ago, when somebody would make a great suggestion like that, that is on you.
Oh, is that the answer on the window?
Yeah, right. Like, we need to have a template. Great idea. That's on you.
So shop decals. Are you all gonna do shop decals? What, like 3D Fab Factory? Is that what you mean?
You know, the back to the front windshield in that template. If you take and heat something up a little bit or get it to where it fits right, and then just we can flatten it back out, and then that'll give us that whole
That's what
thing.
I'm
It's
saying.
pretty simple, really.
Yeah, so I'll print the template
Yeah.
off, which is going to be round already,
Yeah.
and I'll flatten it out with heat. Then I'll scribe a piece of stuff.
Does that do you have a window template for that?
Look in the files because he's got all those window files. That's what those
Yeah.
are.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, perfect.
Yeah. So for the back, the
So it just
wing, yeah, we'll have to check it out.
It just needs to be to the right percentage of scale, and good to go. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I'll need to play with that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Once you get the curves going on a window, it's way trickier than what it was for the Scout. But I've done them.
Yeah.
I've
You
done,
actually really do a good job with making those fit, those windows.
thanks.
You do. Ryan does a great job with the detail part of it, like really, really well. Yep.
The curves are it's something.
It's a something.
Well, even the square ones are flat ones are we made a serious improvement on the Scout to make it easy for everybody. And I'm still trying to decide. My plan, honestly, was to cut them for the people. So they just got to install them on the kits. And then, of course, if they buy a painted one, it's done. It's already done.
Right. Yep.
We're figuring that out, how we want to do it. But either way, because on the flat windows, it's way easier to cut and put back. So the flat windows on the Scout, we cut into the frame, remove that piece. It's the template, so we know how to cut the glass, plexi, Lexan, whatever. Then you put your glass in, and then your stencil, your template, is your weather strip that goes in. So it hides your cut if you were messy, and it hides your glue joint if you were messy. And it looks really good.
Don, I've been trying to find the right fonts for the Chevrolet on the tailgate and K5 side emblems. I could probably hook you up with, it's basically a sticker that I used on the back of mine that I had made from a friend of mine local here. I've got a couple of them. I could probably ship you one of them.
Nice.
The K5 emblems on the side, one of the things that I have been wanting to do is actually design those in Fusion. So that way then I can either print them out separately or put them on the actual side of the body. But I think printing them out would probably be the best, and then tacking them on with super glue. But as far as the Chevrolet emblem on the back, I can probably hook you up with that. Have you checked
Flappin's got it. Yeah. On the 10 scale for the K5, RC 4-wheel drive may have some stuff. For sure.
Yeah, good idea.
for badging and stuff.
Yep. Absolutely.
So cool, man.
Cool, man. We're winding down, man. We've talked ourselves out.
Well, I know these rigs have been all up in the poison ivy. I'm like, I want to go wash my hands so bad.
That stuff dries up. It's gone. Don't worry about it.
I get it by just talking about it, though. I've got it. I got it from the other day on my legs.
So, bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I escaped this time without it. But when we ran my Vertex with the stock body on it, the first time when I bought the Vertex 6, we went and ran it. And I made the video and I showed it to Bree, and I'm like, look at this thing. Look what it does. And she's like, you were wearing shorts. Do you see all the poison ivy that you guys are wallering through? I'm like, oh, that's poison ivy? She's like, yeah. And like 3 or 4 days later, guess what? Yep, there it was.
Yeah, here's a prototype of our next one, Pete. And this is a miniature of my big 6. Kelly kit bashed the bed to make this work because I scaled out the first one, the wheelbase, and it was right, but the arches were so small. So we shrunk the bed, and which brought the arch forward and then gave us the opportunity to make the body bigger to get the arches right. So this looks good on 475s, 455s, on everything. On the one that I did, it was so small on the arch that I would have had to run 419s looked big on it. And so you would have had to force everybody into buying 398 like Boom Racing tires or something. We didn't want to do that. So the kit bash on this really look at that, dude.
Hold up. Hold on. I wonder if I can put this on here with the Scout bumper because I got the regular bumper on.
I need to put you on solo so I can wash my hands, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I'll get it on my face.
Well, it doesn't fit because I got Scout bumper on there.
Take it off.
But
bro, come on.
See the Scout bumper underneath? It's still
hold on. You're going full throttle, Johnny. I'm washing my hands.
All right, go wash your hands. Yeah, this was the first one I did. Ryan's got my white one over there. Drop that off to him. So, yeah. So now, Pete, we've got the Scout, and this Ford fits beautifully on here on the 10.3s. And the K5 Blazer, I'm working on it right now. I'm printing the second one right now. And the K5 actually, like what Ryan was saying, I took the Ford and cut it right down through here and brought it together and then expanded everything to get the wheel wells right. And I'm doing that with the K5 Blazer right now for this too. So the first one kind of told me exactly what I needed to do. So now I'm printing another one, and it should be pretty correct. Yeah. Oh, hey, Pete, saw the video of the Carbon Z T28 upside down going in the water. That was pretty cool. You know, Pete, that's exactly what I told Ryan earlier. I was like, we're going to need to get a booth. We're going to have to get this thing moving because we're actually working on. I scanned another chassis the other day, the VS410 Origin Classic, and we got a couple other chassis too that we're going to scan. So, yeah, should be good. The only other one I got to do yet is the 10.3 for the Wrangler or the Rubicon, and make sure we can fit these things onto that too. And we'll have pretty much the whole 10.3 lineup complete with these 3 bodies here within the next week or so. So yeah, should be good. Hell yeah, you guys can see what year. This Ford is a 1969, I think is what.
1969 F-250 Clementine.
You see who's back?
Motown Philly back again, G.
Back again, G. But yeah, so I was just kind of filling Pete in, like, man, we've got almost 3 bodies done for the 10-3s outside of the Wrangler chassis.
Yeah,
you see what he said? He goes, hell yeah, you guys are going to need an event booth soon. Yes, we will.
I was trying to get a booth at Beat the Creek. They were sold out just for what we had before.
We'll just go kick Josh out. Like, get out of here.
Man. Dude, Pete.
Oh.
I got to bust his chops in a minute, but I can't do it public.
Yeah, do it in text. Don, what year? K5. It's the same body as what you're doing right now for your SCX6. It's a 70 K5. Yep.
What year is the Blazer on Jaws 1?
I have no idea, but I can tell you.
75.
Okay.
I think.
What was that other truck that we talked about this a while back that was used in several movies? Overboard was one of them. What was that? Was it a Dodge?
It was like not your chops, really. Just sometimes I need a witness of my discontent.
Oh my gosh.
And sharing with someone who maybe gets it.
So do this right here.
So yeah, dude, that was the Dodge. Bro, Kurt Russell was driving it. It's a weird extended 4-door truck.
All right,
it was going to be a nightmare.
I'm gonna Google it real quick because I'm curious.
Thanks,
Overboard.
Is that it?
Truck, because it was in like what 3 or 4 movies, I think, wasn't it? Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, it was. I think it was in National Lampoons or something. It was like the bad guy rednecks were driving it, and then
when they're going out to go get a Christmas tree,
yeah. And then Kurt Russell or whatever. I like that color blue. I would have made that truck already, except it's 4-door.
Come on, be more specific. Google.
Donald says 64 Dodge.
Quiet, dog.
Crew cab. Yes.
64. Right there she is.
Yep. Well, Dad,
I wonder if we can get one of them to fit on a 10-3. Hey, zip your hole.
Crew cab. I mean, we can do anything, honestly, but
right.
I think Dad had a 65 with we talked about one time, 2-door that I loved the headlights on. And I remember him working on it, and I remember flying out the door one time on a turn. It was just the door just shut by friction. The latches didn't work. 66, he says.
66?
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Your crew cabs just don't work out, man. They just do not work out. I just, you have to extend something to get a crew cab to work, or you've got to really figure out how to make the 3 axes fit and try and make it look proportional. Kind of sucks. Hey, quit drinking water. You're upsetting the public. So yeah, I don't know. Hey Pete, check this out if you're still here, man. Look at this little fella. The old Tahoe. Don, you haven't even seen this, and you've been asking about it. I did print custom license plates front and back for this because the new owner is a Bears fan, an Indiana Bears fan. I'm going to say it. And so I did a Bears plate for the front.
It was the Indiana Bears, dude, till the Colts came to Indy.
Right? So we're going back to the Indiana Bears.
It was the Indiana Bears, bro. I'm telling you, that was our home team. And then the Colts came as kind of like
It's like, yeah, shove them off to Chicago.
it was giving redheaded vibes.
So yeah, I did a Bears plate for the front in navy blue and orange, and then did the custom plate for the back that he wanted. I haven't put them on. I'm gonna let him do it, but yeah, Pete, the old Tahoe, baby. This is on the Element, the Ecto chassis. Check it. I love playing with somebody else's garbage, trash. Look at those big old towers. Custom made some magnet holders and glued the magnets in, and yeah. And I can actually pick this whole chassis up with the body on it from the body. It's pretty crazy how strong. Look at this. Look at that, guys. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, this has got the hot motor, the Spectrum motor system in it, so it should rip pretty good. But yeah, it's a Tahoe. Well, we've been working on it for 6 months. Yeah, man. Did you go away, Ryan? Did I lose you?
Oh, my bad.
Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Oh, there you are.
I'm here. Brady Bunch.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, the windows come out really good. The whole truck really came out good. Thanks to Bree helped me out a little bit because she's really, really good with detail work. And I was like, you know what? I need you to help me with this. She's like, all right. So like group effort. But yeah, it turned out really, really good. I'm excited to pass it off to him. Won't be this weekend. I think he's coming over next weekend. I told him we'd try to do a crawl session.
It's always fun getting these in people's hands, man.
Yeah. So he wants to see the K8. So I'm going to show him the K8 and whatever else he wants to buy. But, I hate to get rid of the K8, but I don't mess with it anymore. It'd be nice to put it in somebody else's hands. What's
so fun, too, like the guy who got my Corvair, because, Facebook, you see these people, right? And maybe that's how he found me. Like, I can't quite remember, but like I see what he's into and what he likes and what he comments on because we're in the same places.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, like this dude's cool. I can tell. And he likes my rig. So like that's rewarding as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's pumped about that thing, dude. And he calls it the Crawlvair. But there's the other guy who's got my big Ford and Chevy. Like,
yep.
Yeah, same thing, man. I see these guys in the same like groups here and there.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see these rigs showing up.
What we're doing. I mean, everything that we've done, like everybody else, all you guys at some point have done some work of art. Look at what Pete's done. I mean, some of his show trucks that he's got it blew me away when we were at Beat Creek and he brought out that, I forget, what was that? Was that a K5? What is that he's got that was all dialed in?
No, those were like Toyotas, yeah.
I don't remember. He had it on the trailer on one of his other, pulling it with one of his other rigs. And I'm like, dude, you know what? I love this hobby because, man, you can just express who you are as a person with what you have and what you accomplish and what you finish.
I think those are Toyotas.
That's what's so exciting about what we're doing with these, these bodies and stuff, and be able to make them fit on these different various axial 10-3 body or chassis and make them interchangeable with the change of a front bumper. I love it. I absolutely love it. And the way that we're, working it out to where you don't have to do anything with the preload. You don't have to do anything other than change your tires. Come on, man. It's just good stuff. It's great.
And that's
But that
that's why I'm so pumped to see guys get them, because I think they're going to be. I think folks will be as happy with them as we are.
I think they'll be really happy with them because we've put a lot of time and effort into these to make them what we want and what everybody else wants.
And there's something about like certain things where it's like super complicated and you finally get the work done, and then of course you appreciate it. These, I think you're going to get there way sooner. And part of the appreciation is going to be how easy it is to switch them. Come on, bro. You hear that click?
That's the click of perfection right there, guys. And Ryan has worked me over the coals a lot on this for good reason. And because, I spend a lot of my nights and weekends and early mornings in front of the computer dialing the stuff in and moving things. And when you do something and then it's not right and you gotta go back, and sometimes I gotta start over just because of where I'm at with my knowledge on some of this CAD stuff. But at the end of the day, it just keeps making me stronger as a person because I keep learning more and more and more. And to see this stuff come to fruition and make it work, like when I dropped off that Ford today to him while I was out making my calls, it's like he put it on his and he's like, come on. And I'm like, that is perfect.
Like, I probably didn't even say nothing. I just stood back and looked at it. Right.
Oh yeah, you're still absorbing it. That's why that's why I left that there with you, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff.
Because between the both of us, man, like, listen, sometimes you just want to move on. But hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? And what's cool about what he's learning is that one night I'll ask him a question. And it's like, man, don't know, haven't crossed that bridge before. And then the next day he'll have a rendering of it. He figured out how to do it.
Right.
And I spent I think it was the whole weekend and probably part of last week on these lights and buckets, playing with settings, playing with the AMS multicolor print, learned a ton of stuff, which will apply to, really everything in regard to better fidelity. And
exactly,
these printers, my Bamboo, by the way, and a lot of printers for that matter, are rocking out really good stuff by default out of the box. But if you're willing to just ask Google how to do it or how to make it better on this or that, and be specific, what printer you have, what filament are you using, someone's already been here and done that. In the settings, you can just plug them in and try it. And what's really been great about doing the lenses is because they're small. So instead of a 7-hour print on a half of a body to see if how it's gonna take, I can do a couple lenses at a time and see what's up, right? And then refine it. And some of these lenses I got look like they're not 3D printed at all. I mean, it's bonkers. And then some of them are as ugly as sin, and you can tell all day long. And those lenses are still fine. Yep. But my thing was, like, I spent a ton of time, first of all, using the 2-color print to see if I could do a silver bezel on that rear light. And then I got it to work, and then I got it really smooth and to look really good. But every time I did it, I didn't love, because the clear filament, it's got different additives than the silver stuff. And so it just never stuck as good as I wanted it to. It was too easy to break the bezel off. And so I'm like, let me look at the scout pictures, because I know that only it seems like the Restomod bezels are actually a different color. But like when you look at all the stock photos of a real one, what you see is that the won't focus, but the bezel is actually also red plastic. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to quit fighting the AMS. Let me make the lens also the bucket and the receiver of the light bulb if you decide you want to run lights also. And what's nice about this, instead of being a lens, is that when you install it on the rig, you glue it in from the back side. So if you got a pretty paint job, you don't have to worry about making a mess because you can glue it in from the back. If you want to run lights, you can, but you don't have to.
Yep. No, those lenses look fantastic. Those buckets and lenses.
And the marker lights, Kelly thought he was done. And I was like, nope, I need you to cut a hole all the way in where the marker lights are so I can also run the lens is the bucket.
These are the ones that went inserted into the holes that were in the stock. Yeah, in the body. Yep.
Yes, so the stock,
and they're shiny, man. They're perfect.
So the stock lens for the marker light, there's a hole in the valance at the front clip and this is the design. So it just, you couldn't run a bulb in there if you wanted to, but you can put them in and that's fine. You don't need to run a bulb. I had Kelly cut the front valance up so we can run a marker light that is the bucket and it fills the hole all the way. If you want to run a 5mm bulb, you can, or you can leave the support in there and it's just solid. So
well thought out,
dude. I'm
whatever you want, chef's kiss. We got it done.
Well, and he'll make it, and then I'll design to it on these lenses. And I got the light. I got the front ones dialed in too. It's pretty dope. Yeah. It's pretty dope. So, yeah, some of my scouts have the original. The guy who makes these files are just to look at, and we've taken his files and made them work for RC. But now we've really taken his files and made him work for RC down to every little detail.
And so everybody knows, Ryan and I have had many conversations with the designer.
Yep.
And he is on cloud nine with what we're doing with his stuff and turning it into an RC grade body, especially with having the ability to pull one off, put a different one on without doing anything. So, I mean, it's just cool. So yeah, we've already crossed that bridge with him, and he's pretty stoked and excited for what we're doing with some of this stuff.
I want to show you guys. So that's how it came stock. And on my red one, I actually opened this up so I could run lights, and I used the soldering gun to melt it out. So the stock, and I actually sized these up bigger so they friction fit. They were too loose and too small. So even the stock ones I made better. But so that's the stock one. But we've changed our files to accept the big square version, which I'm going to show you. Dude, check this out. Let me get rid of the interior. I'm not glued up. That just came off the printer. So now you can see the bucket marker light goes all the way through. And it fits just the same. Looks fantastic. So you saw the little hole on the stock one. Let me press one of these out. By the way, they're friction fit. Like they don't fall out. So I had him put a hole in there, a square hole for me. So whether or not you want to do lights or not, you get a better lens. Because think about it. If it's just a face of a lens, if you do bang up the front, it's way easier for it to come off. This is going to be, again, glued in from the back, not making a mess on your front end. And it's got all that contact area where your glue is going to wick in around that square, and it just solidifies the whole deal. Tiny little details. These files did not come this way. Kelly's been fantastic to indulge me on some of the crazy stuff I've asked for. But
well, we're in this together. We're doing this together. It's a group effort, and we're wanting to share this out with everybody. So
Dude,
Let's go.
Let me show. This lenses. Dude, there's a truck bed full of them over there and a table full of ones that I didn't like.
And I've got a bag just like that full of those too.
Yep, I gave them to him.
Yep.
Bro, this, I haven't done any finished work on this. And this bucket's actually kind of gnarly because I printed it without support. But
Gnarly.
man, it just never focuses because my face. But bro, look how nice that is in there.
Brings it all together really nicely.
Again, I haven't sanded any hairs off of it yet or nothing, but that fits back in there good. And the ones that I printed with supports fit back in there even better. And the lens fits perfect inside. It's, if you want to run lights, you can.
Yep.
And it's not too deep. So like if you look at this, they started off being deeper, but they don't need to be. So see how it's just barely gives you an edge to glue around. You can again glue this from the back instead of messing up your body on the front. We're thinking about all this stuff, and there's a good look at our clip. But
Yep.
Come on, dude.
It's good stuff, man. It's proven out to be a great product so far.
And here is the recess for the window I keep talking about. This is a black one, so it shows it really good.
There it
So
is.
you put your glass in there, and then you slide in your stencil template over the top of your window, and so you can hide your cut if you weren't nice about it. Right?
Yep.
So you got a weather
There it is.
strip, and we're going to print those in black. So you don't have, I always paint the weather stripping because I'm nuts. Now I don't have to mask it off anymore. I can just put this in when I'm done.
Yep.
And this did not come this way. I was like, Kelly, we talked about this one night and neither one of us had ever done it before, but I was like, dude, it surely can be done. And the next day he had it. This is typical.
Yes, it's a 4:00, 4:30 a.m. up for me, or earlier. There's a lot of times that Bree's like, "What are you doing?" Like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. My mind is spinning on this stuff, and I get up and just get it done, before my workday starts. So
Yeah, this one's got
Yeah.
a recess in it too.
yeah, yep.
Um,
And you said something? Did you say something about the wing?
Not
Windows too?
today, but yeah. So we did the same recess
So I did the same
that's
thing
on the
those.
front. We created a recess on the back of the wing windows too. So another instance of you don't have to be perfect to do it.
Well, and those inserts will get printed out and come with the kit.
Yep.
That I cut out and pulled out of there, so that way they're perfect stencils. So yeah.
And the truck top and the box back, the only place we had to do this extra work was the wing windows in the front, because the truck topper and the box back are recessed on the inside. So you can hide your work. You do your glass a little bigger, you can put it in there, and then your weather stripping is just molded into it here. So
Yep.
So the back of the truck top, the back of this, the side windows on the box back aren't an issue, but the wing windows and the front windows were, and we fixed it.
Yep. Cool. We've talked enough about this tonight. Now let's let these guys go do some pre-ordering. And
There's no listings yet.
I'm ready to go take my dog outside and say hi to the river for a quick minute. So
Yeah,
I'm ready to bolt. Been a long day.
Don, I got an X1C.
X1C, yes.
And if you're shopping printers and you like bamboo, there's a link actually should be in the description as well, which helps support the channel if you use it. Same thing with Amazon, AMA, and Horizon. Yeah. And the RC3D Fab Factory. So new listings will be coming up. We're going to set this Ford up for pre-order, it looks like, and we're going to get the Scout one going too. So stay tuned. Keep an eye on that. And you guys are here in the room. You're already our peeps, so you know how to find us other ways too. So anything, just ask. All right.
Yep.
We're going to do it. We're going to go. I haven't had dinner. Kelly knows I went right from work to this.
I haven't had dinner yet either, honestly. It's pretty much the same for me. So
So yeah, good work, man. We're super pumped. Thanks for coming by. And thanks, Donald. Whoever gives you the most value, dude, you know what I'm saying? Oh, thanks. Fred's got my bamboo link right there. There you go.
There it is.
I'd like to thank them, man. I don't thank them enough, probably. I've got over 2,000 hours on that thing. And anytime I've had to mess with it, it was my own fault. When people talk about Pet G being hydrophobic or whatever, hydroscopic, they ain't lying. You want to have that stuff dried out when you use it. But I've become a master at unclogging hot ends, extruders, the whole thing. I even know how to do it now without, depending on what's my problem. I learned how to heat up the nozzle, force the extruder, and clear itself. So sometimes I can fix it without even having to take stuff apart. I've learned a ton. And that's what we get with like you tackling some of these things I'm asking for, and we're coming up with problems that need solved.
Yep.
Me wanting to refine these lenses to perfect.
Right. Yep.
These things don't look like they were printed on some of these lenses, dude. Mm-hmm. And I worked hard to figure out how to do it, and it can be done. And on the small stuff, it's easy to experiment and make it happen. Ironing, slow it down, layer line height, blah, blah, blah. I can really kind of clean it up where it doesn't need a lot of finish work. Because Kelly knows I'm the guy who's sanding light buckets. Because
through. Yes.
Bezel to look nice. And so it's easy to experiment and learn on that small stuff because it's 20 minutes. I can see what it looks like versus taking a gamble on 7 hours and then seeing on a body. Guys, we love you. We'll see you in the next one. We're out here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. We'll 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We'll see you next time. Show us what you're doing on RC3D Fab Factory Facebook group. Check out the short form links in the descriptions of all the videos. Thank you guys so much for everything. And holler at us, man. We are making some stuff that is pretty cool. And it's going to slap right on what you got.
That's right. That's right. See you guys.
We'll
Take
see.
care.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.